That tells a story right there. Fnatic, they do drop map number 1, but again, their search and destroy has been their saving grace so far this weekend. Throwback will be the map. As a reminder, if you're a North American staying up late waiting for that FaZe Optic series, that will be after this current match here on MLG.tv/Call of Duty. Maven will be casting that one alongside myself, and Maven is wearing his yellow jacket.
Oh, is he?
And he just looks like a bumblebee.
The Wasp.
Walking around in the venue. It's really what he does. And obviously there's still other matches going on.
Yeah,
Epsilon,
I think we're about to
EG.
get an update on Epsilon EG.
Okay, one of them as well.
Our notable runner.
EG's up 1-0.
There you go.
EG is up 1-0. So we talked about, I could see that series going either way, potentially a Game 5. Good to see Evil Geniuses starting off that one hot. And again, that is an elimination match. Outside of FaZe Optic, every other series we see will be an elimination match here on the main stage. Fnatic and crew fighting for their lives here this weekend. Down 0-1 now in this best of 5.
I mean, they need this S&D full stop, because if we get the uplink and they're 2-0 down, it's game over.
Yep.
They've got another. I expect them to lose the uplink. Going into the next hard point, they need to bring out something else, but I think this is going the way I thought. It's going to be 3-1 to Splyce at this point.
And it was talked about a little bit between us as casters that Splyce have changed some things up. They've had some mindset changes from the struggling Splyce we saw earlier in the weekend to this point. Now, so far in the losers bracket, they've really looked like a completely different team. We'll see if it continues to pay off now in Search and Destroy. Throwback will be the map, one where snipers can absolutely have a presence. It looks good, Ton. It really does.
I like the graphic.
Pricey just made a note saying Fnatic haven't lost an S&D yet.
I mean, we said that about 3 times already, but
Ton has brought that up 7 times. Hey, but you know what? He's just trying to help us out. It's the thought that counts.
Thanks, Pricey. At least you tried.
And Pricey's still mad at us because we didn't get an Uber with him. It was 8:47. We were in the lobby, and we had a 9 a.m. call time. I'm sorry.
Campbell was still doing his hair at that point anyway.
I'm not having the French get mad at me and yell at me. So I wanted to make sure I was here on time. We're into game number 2, though, between Splyce and Fnatic.
Well, Splyce reading Fnatic's push here, and they've just completely wiped them out. It's not usual that we see a B push, and all 4 members of both teams push towards B.
It's almost like they've played each other before.
It's almost like,
and they have an expectation and an understanding of what the other team likes to do with the break of the map.
I mean, that was Fnatic trying to come out flying there, I think. Oh yeah, let's 4-push B. They wouldn't expect it straight off the bat, and Splyce read them like a book. 3-on-2 now. It looks as if that bomb is going to go down today.
This is a smart play, too. They have full knowledge of what they have covered, and the bomb planter will be able to get that objective down. 3 versus 2.
See Jed.
They did tag up 1, but they're not able to actually clean up that kill as of yet. Wuskin in an awkward position with the net before. It's not like he wants to slide on in towards Grandma's and chase that. Not the weapon he wants to have for those close range scenarios. Kills being traded on out. Scraps by himself. 1 versus 2. 25 seconds left. He's got a defuse as well. I think this one is done.
Jed played that so well. He knows when you're defending that bomb, you stay alive. Even if, yeah, okay, you die, but you've wasted their time, then you've wasted their time. That's it, isn't it? You know, the time is ticking down. You're staying alive. You're causing more problems. They can't just leave you and Black Grandma's there. No. They can't just leave you and try and go for the bomb. They need to take you out, so Jed played that fantastically well. Wasn't able to be taken down quick enough. 1-0 is now the score, but I mean, that was just a really good start by Splyce. That kicking off that side towards B. I mean, Fnatic aren't going to expect a 4-man push to B. I'm interested to see which way they go with this now. I think probably just going to resume normality. It does seem that way. Is Tommy sniping? No, he's not. Oh, he's going to rush mid-map.
One thing I'm wondering is, do we ever see Splyce wind up bringing out a sniper in this game? Tommy has somehow positioned himself near the side walk area, and I do believe he was spotted. Yeah, he's going to hightail it on out of there. That could be something that saves the side of Splyce in this map, as there will be no flank possible. It's Josh on the other side of the map actually being the one to open up the engagements. Tommy staying alive, and just like that, it's Jerd all by himself.
Yeah, that was a great position for Tommy to get into that. And it's going to be hard for Jerd to win this one, 1-1. And I think that was it. I mean, Tommy pushes up into mid-map. As soon as they get that bomb down, that should be the round. He's in a fantastic position to just play his life. That's all he does. He sits in corners, waits for somebody to pop along, makes 1 kill, moves. And they're not expecting him that far up the map. Splyce give the control over to Fnatic in that round, and they took it pretty well, 1-1.
and you say Splyce kind of give up the control there, I want to see them do the exact opposite of that. When you think of what they did in that first round,
I mean, they didn't have anyone at lemon or...
Yeah, they 4-hit, they moved together, and they dictated the pace of the game. That time they played more passively, they gave up map control, Fnatic punished them for it.
Fnatic are doing the same.
And yeah, Fnatic is staying active on the map. And Josh right now can't go for a plant as of yet because he's got to worry about the potential player who has grenades and is waiting for him to go towards this bomb site.
Tommy's going to get the first kill, and that was...
It's because he just
on the
walks
back.
around the B side of the map. I mean,
it's the confidence for them running around. They move around the map like it doesn't really matter which is the defensive side. And they're picking up kills left, right, and center here. And suddenly it's Jade and Madcat left alone. And you can see why Fnatic have had a lot of joy with S&D. They just roam around the map like it's theirs. 2-1 now.
it's just too passive of a play from Splyce.
Yeah.
Especially when you have nobody watching your flank. Tommy just went all the way around baseball and just shot one player in the back. And that was even after.
Two of them. He had cover as well.
The crazy thing, too, is even after the boys of Splyce knew where only one player was. It was like they knew that there was one player back lemon. Outside of that, I mean, you've got to begin to think, oh, maybe there's someone flanking. Tommy just catches the timing and makes Splyce pay for it. That's 4 up, 4 dead. Fnatic now take a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, he's rushing that mid-map, I think. Oh, he's going to catch a couple on the map as well. So Splyce trying to take some sort of control now. Let's go, but Wuskin, he's right around that bomb. And he does have Sunny B in hand. But Splyce not giving up any control on this bomb now. If you're Fnatic, you now have to slay out against the team that completely just outslayed you in the hardpoint. Tommy does get a kill though. Tommy is just running around the map. Like, it doesn't matter. He's just running in enemy territory every single time.
And look at how panicked they are now.
And now they have to move.
Yeah, the player who was watching over them in middle just had to back up towards Granny to watch his back. Wuskin knows that. He then pushes on up, shoots 2 players in the back. Once again, Madcat was just in a 1v4, at least made it a 1v3 now.
Well, going to be hard for Madcat in this position. Yeah, and he's going to do the right thing. Does not want to feed any more kills to Wuskin. 3-1 is now the score.
I like how coordinated Fnatic are with the fist bumps after every round.
Oh yeah, I mean they've got that on lock. I think they need to work
I think
on
it's
their
been more
hardpoint
impressive than their actual S&D gameplay.
I don't know. Their S&D gameplay's been pretty good.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. No,
I mean,
definitely the S&D's been better.
This is the guy Wuskin that there's a lot of questions being asked. You know, he's really new to the scene in terms. Oh my God! Well, don't go mid map.
Yeah, and he just backs on up. But look, remember what I talked about with Splyce playing too passive? They just take control of middle, and now they're going to be the ones to open up. They're not giving Tommy any time to flank. When you move this fast, there's no time to run all the way across the map. Now Splyce charging on forward. 2 players there that do weaken 1, but Splyce do actually go for a plant, which might come back to bite him as this round goes on.
Oh, the good fights are going to come in. It's going to be Josh left alone. Wuskin with 2 again. 7-1 out of him.
Look at the hype on Wuskin's face as he turns towards the camera. I love it. Him and Scraps doing quite well now. As I mentioned, I thought Splyce were coordinating just to hit that out, right? Keep pushing.
Just slay it out.
Keep play more like team deathmatch. Don't even worry about the objective.
Yeah, well,
they send one player back to plant, and they get punished because of it.
I mean, Jed was in a great position. He was next to Lemon, but they would all concentrate on it. If the rest of Splyce come in there, they can maybe trade it out, and Jed's in a good position to do something. But, I mean, they're doing it again. Look.
Splyce, they've realized they do not want to give Tommy any chance to flank. Oh! And Fnatic are beginning to realize the adaptations that Splyce are taking to this map. Unfortunately, though, Splyce gun skill and reaction time just too quick.
This guy's bombardment. That's a huge kill.
Yeah. Streaked out as Wuskin. And look, he's still holding this angle from bowling. What are Splyce doing? They're walking into Wuskin! But thankfully for Splyce, they do get the final couple kills. That was almost a complete and utter destruction of the boys of Splyce. Here it is from Bance's perspective.
Oh, he picked
1
up
versus
2.
2.
I think Scrapsy was already a little bit weak there, but Wuskin nearly cleaned house. That should have been a lot more comfortable from Splyce there. They were in a fantastic position, but I think, you know, I want to see if Tommy maybe uses this to try and get in a better position. Now they're going to go towards, they're going to read it.
They just had a player inside bowling get killed from that area. So how do they not know that he's going to be in there? Tommy, though, always playing B by himself. And again, Splyce begin to change some things up. They're pushing more aggressive. They're playing as a team of 4. And the difference now is another first blood and another quick plant.
Oh, here comes the bombardment, though. That's going to cause problems. Wuskin and Scraps get the kills.
Oh, they're all
dead. It's going to take them out.
Dude, Wuskin, 13-2 on a 3 streak. Folks, that's why score streaks are so dang good.
Pushes them all out. What's he got? Just Centurion, but 13-2.
You saw the final guys inside Silo just like praying that they would live, and then the last missile drop does kill them off. Tough scenario for Splyce as they get first blood, but then they just get caught out in the open.
Silo doesn't have a roof.
No, it does not. And Bombardment just always seems to find a way, even if you have some cover above your head, to get the kills.
I was expecting them to go for a quick A plant with the Centurion. Get that down around A, and then you can really hold it down. But Splyce have set up mid-map here, and they're just a dominant line trying to stop Fnatic pushing on through. Here come the score streaks. Wuskin! Give me more. Now he takes down Jade as well.
15-2, looking for more on the map. He gets another assist. The final player about to be in his sights. What a performance we see. 16-2 from Wuskin. And Fnatic remain undefeated in Search and Destroy so far this weekend. 16-2.
We can see why they've remained undefeated. It's really good play out of Wuskin. I mean, once he got those streaks, that really propelled them on in the rest of the game. But, I mean, I think Splyce probably would have went into that game knowing Fnatic have not lost an S&D this weekend. And you could tell they played that way, though. They played quite passively, maybe trying to do something different, but just did not work out. 16-2.
He averages 2 kills a round. Jerd, from his monster performance in the hardpoint, then goes to 1-8 in S&D, but realistically, nobody on Splyce had too good of a game right there. It's not a one-man effort. It is the whole team that struggled. They just could never seem to really get a grip on how Fnatic like to play the different rounds between defense or offense.
I think that'll give Fnatic confidence as well. I mean, giving Wuskin confidence is a big thing because I think, as I said, he's been that guy that everyone sort of questioned in the lineup. I mean, Scraps, yeah, he had great last season. You know, he came in to the fold himself just very, very suddenly.
Yep.
Sunny B, you know, he's been in and around, sort of performed okay in different scenarios and different teams. He comes into the fold, but Wuskin had never really been in a top-level team. Scraps' his twin brother, though, and Scraps has always said, look, my brother can play Call of Duty, don't get me wrong. And clearly, yes, he can. Yeah. Playing very well this weekend so far. And a great performance in that S&D against Splyce. But as we move into the next one, this is where I think Splyce are going to... This is going to be hard. If Fnatic win this map, I will be very surprised.
14-0 is what Splyce beat Envy and Uplink yesterday to knock them out of the tournament. Here's your rig draft, though. Here we have a little bit of a map overview so you can see exactly what we've seen so far, the scores that you may have missed if you're just tuning in, and also the maps to come ahead. So we'll pull up that map overview for you so you can take a look at it now. In this one, though, you talked about how this is so one-sided. You think for Splyce in Uplink, if they can keep these respawns in their favor, you think they do look quite good to close this one out in 4.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with S&D being the last map, if we get there, then you've got to think Fnatic, but I don't know if they're going to survive that long. Yep. I think Splyce just look far too strong in those run-and-gun game modes, and Uplink and Hardpoint are their bread and butter. I think Uplink more so than Hardpoint. You know, when you try and trade, I think Splyce are the sort of team in Hardpoint where they're a little bit sort of like Optic, where they've got those Slayers, but yeah. I think Bryce said, he was talking to one of the guys, I can't remember, I think he said it was Josh, and they just said, it was Josh or Bance, and they said that they need to try and slow it down. For me, they were playing very, very fast against Fnatic, but then at times they were slowing it down and trying to get those pinches in the hills, and that's why we've seen them break so effectively, because they were slowing their play down just a little bit. Moving it up, though, I'd imagine, again, if they can keep it fast at times, then slow it down at the right times, they should walk away with this one fairly easily. I think especially, this is one of those maps where you have to have a coordinated push towards the portals, with it being quite a small choke point. If Fnatic got set up to defend it, it's going to be hard for Splyce to just throw bodies in there. They need to get in there, get the kills, and take their time. And we do have another score update.